Let's switch to a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and I know it's near and dear to both your hearts, and that is long-term care insurance for so many reasons. I mean, yes, income annuities, SPIAs, these are all on the tip of financial planners' tongues, but I don't think any three words are on the tip of financial planners' tongues the last decade, especially since COVID, as these three words, aging in place. And of course, annuities help that, incredibly, but so does long-term care insurance. And I'd like you both, or one of you, to start to talk about products, because there are annuities that have long-term care insurance riders. And one especially that I recently did for a good friend of mine in her mid-60s that did not have the good enough health to get a normal long-term, is that normal? Is that the right word? A standard or traditional long-term care insurance policy. So we got her a great annuity. I mean, nothing short of a great annuity with a long-term care rider. And she's in her mid-60s, and in her late 70s, because that's when she's going to need the long-term care insurance, there's going to be over $1 million in the fund for her long-term care insurance. So let's, if you would both, if you want to start, Tom, talk about annuities and long-term care insurance, because we're living longer and people need long-term care insurance.
All right, what I say is no retirement is complete without a plan for long-term care. And I say any plan is better than no plan. So let's consider the three basic options, okay? First of all, there's traditional long-term care insurance. I mean, the good thing is it has great coverage. You can stay in your house. It'll pay for somebody to come to you. I call it anti-nursing home insurance because you actually stay in control and you don't have to go to a nursing home if you have that. The negative is it's pretty expensive, and if you don't need it and you die, that it's gone. Okay, now that is the one I own. Both my wife and I got it. We got it in our 40s. I think for most people, the life insurance with a long-term care rider might be a more practical option. The reason I say that is it does three things. Number one, it's an emergency fund. You can always get the money back out if you don't need it. So like if you put money in, you go, oh man, now my car broke down, you can always get the money. So it's number one, it's an emergency fund. Number two, let's say you put in this amount of money, it provides a much bigger, I can't fit me in the circle, but a much bigger circle of benefits for long-term care. So, if you put in 100,000, it might give you 300,000 of long-term care benefits. But then if you don't need the long-term care and you die, it might give 200,000 death benefit tax-free to your family. So it can provide long-term care coverage, it can be emergency fund, and it can provide a tax-free death benefit to your family. And then if you got somebody who is in terrible medical condition, they can't qualify for traditional insurance, they can't qualify for life insurance, that's where the annuity fits. And there are different types of annuities. There's some that double, some that triple the income. I know there's one out there that's a guaranteed issue annuity that even if you are in a nursing home, you could buy it, and it has a little bit of a long-term care benefit to it. So I'll let Mark kind of get into the products more, but that's the way I see it. The traditional, then the life insurance with long-term care rider, and then some type of annuity. And again, I say any plan is better than no plan.
Yeah, and I echo exactly what you're talking about. Without going too far into products given time and the types of carriers that we work with A-rated carriers that offer all the things that you're talking about when it comes to the annuity side. The income doublers, the income triplers, or the true long-term care riders for the reasons that you've described. There are great carriers out there, and the idea is exactly what you said. The reason why I'm personally, with the current market that I'm talking to, not a fan of the traditional model is for exactly what you said. Eligibility, it requires underwriting. Price point, if people are not young enough, like where you were in your 40s, it was probably price favorable. But once you get to 50 plus, if you have a little bit of a health condition, Michael, it gets to the point where it's very expensive. My reason, or one of my additional reasons, is that I like the idea of the hybrid products, whether you're using a whole life product, if you are eligible for that, is you have that opportunity for additional money going there instead of into a separate policy that positions you for growth, or leveraging a more of a death benefit for your living benefit component that's available on a lot of the new style whole life products. That's very sexy because it's a complement. When you marry that with a hybrid annuity that's got a long-term care component to it, now you're positioning people for income, being able to be flexible or liquid for taking out a chunk of money and having the guaranteed income. So we have fantastic carriers out there that are constantly innovating new products. As we're getting older, we're living longer and looking at the markets. That's something I think we should talk about, on a one-to-one basis from a carrier suite. But that's how people are positioning themselves, as I see it today, to prepare for the guaranteed income, the long-term care positioning. If they lose 2 of their 6 ADLs, the average lifespan there is about 3 years without being exact. So we position them for that coverage. If they live a little longer, we can go 5 years. Some carriers allow us to go 10 years with those income doublers, as long as they retain an accumulation value, and position our clients really well. So not if, but when things happen, you're prepared. And what's the prep? Having access to the funds and the resources to take care of you.